here we go. Now in the cage, 3 rounds of mixed martial arts in the bantamweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Ink Junkies. Our referee in charge of this bout, Chris the Crippler Lieben. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks. He is training out of Pro Fight Club, Norwalk, California. He weighted 134 pounds. His record, 4 wins, 4 losses, with 1 win coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Adam Holy Hands Haltom. His opponent across the cage on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks trimmed in red. He is training out of Fight Science MMA in Mid-City by way of Oxnard, California. He weighted 133 pounds. His record, 3 wins, 2 losses, with 1 win coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jann Fajardo. Here we go, fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts in the bantamweight division.
All right, John, it's nice to see some action back in the cage, and we start back off. This is a 3-minute 3-rounder.
Adam in the blue corner. In the red. Oh, nice Adam pop with the southpaw stance, but a really nice look that he has there. Connecting with it. Switching stances momentarily. Firmly in the southpaw here.
It's very interesting to see Adam's approach here. He's been pacing himself pretty nicely, and I've seen him connect on a few of these very nice exchanges. He seems like the intermission did not make him slower by any means.
No, which sometimes you get a little bit just from being in the lower weight classes like this, but anytime there's a big pause, that can really throw off.
Oof, nice.
Both of these guys look pretty sharp.
You know what's nice? He's staying active and finding the angles all around here, which has been very nice to see. Is just watch the way how he'll sidestep as he is finding his beat. He's not staying still. His consistent movement. He did catch a little bit of a kick there, though.
Yeah, Adams. Okay. Ken's starting to find his range.
Yeah.
Adams got an interesting style. He's throwing really fast looping punches for the most part. But he will, see like this. I think once Ken starts to see the patterns and time him a little bit, because he looks like Ken is favoring the striking as well, he'll start to be able to time some of these things, find his openings.
Well, Ken's kicks have been very, very well used thus far in, and I know it's a short amount of time that we've seen his work, but I mean, when he puts them to use, they've been very effective thus far in.
Yeah, he's got a really good right body kick, which anything coming from that power side against a southpaw, just like the southpaw has from their power side on the orthodox, very strong.
Nice, very nice. Well scouted there.
The right hand and the right kick. Yep, it's going to the well. You'll sometimes see Adam throw that that rear left kick and then stay in orthodox for a little bit there, and you'll see him. Then he'll switch back. But I don't think he's comfortable orthodox. I think he's just letting the foot land, and he's just not being disciplined about bringing it back quickly. Maybe he's trying to strike from there. He does throw some interesting strikes from unusual angles, but it looks like Ken started to get his number a little bit towards the end. Be curious to see how this transpires over the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, Ken was starting to look super spicy toward the end of that round. That was really, really solid. All right, we do the check-in to make sure everybody's mouthpieces are back in place as Chris Lieben calls them back on over to the center and tells them to resume the fight.
Adam, to throw that crane kick.
Listen, dude, nothing works until it works. And you know what? Sometimes you mentioned the erratic movement.
Yeah.
So at that point, you know, if that's the thing that you think works for you, why not? And it does slightly seem like it is throwing off Ken, but we did see Ken come alive at the second part of that round and the first one.
Yeah, I mean, if say what you will about Adam, if you like his striking, don't like his striking, but he's very quick. So throwing these punches, some of them, a lot of them are very loopy. I feel like he's throwing very little straight, direct punches. Even the ones that are more straight are a little bit looped, it seems. As soon as I say that, he throws a pretty straight one, too.
Well, you know, maybe it's his way of setting it up, and to some effect, and I'm not sure if you're able to see, but Ken does look like he is a little busted up.
Yeah, I think it took a bit for Ken to start to get the rhythm of Adam, and it also took wearing into the round for Adam to slow down enough for him to start feeling comfortable and also timing. But maybe that's the way that the next 2 minutes of this round are going to play out, because it looks like Ken's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable now. Adam's not quite as quick as he was in that first minute.
You know, I am noticing more and more. I am noticing that Adam does almost kind of lunge into his punches when he's doing this.
Oh, and you see a single leg from Ken here.
And an almost finished takedown here. He's pretty secure on over. And, you know, if he did what you wanted, we'd be seeing a Von Flue choke here, John.
We would. It's an arm-in guillotine, so it's hard to get that right arm out. But if you could take that right knee and put it above the elbow of Adam on the bottom, then he could use that to pry his right arm free and start looking for that Von Flue. I think that's a great technique. But I think with that head and arm, most grapplers are not aware of that, just using that as a pry, and then they end up getting stuck in there a little longer than they should.
Understood, but you're also looking at this. I've been seeing this from the bottom, though. You're noticing how he's kind of hooking that leg, and as Adam is doing that, it is weirdly, like, it's not necessarily something that keeps you there forever, but it does kind of stifle your opponent sometimes.
And as you said, he used that to get right back to his close guard, and Ken, what he should have done there is he should have hip switched and he slid past it and then re-straightened out. Here, looking for a Dagestani handcuff,
Nice.
He's got. Does he have a firm hold on it? This is a terrible position to be in if you're Adam. Oh, let's go of it. Just couldn't quite hold on to it. That is a career-ending position if you can hold on to that with one arm and just tee off on the other. Only 10 seconds left to go, so that's going to be the end of this round. But Ken will end up on top throwing punches.
Very interesting second round there, John.
Tough one to score.
It's very tough.
Ken definitely winning the end of that round.
Yeah.
But I'd say Adam solidly winning the beginning.
Hook, uppercut, back to your head. The jab ain't working tonight. You gotta stop pulling. Hard body ain't working. Just move it out. You need hooks. You keep going. You just take down hooks. Give the takedown and get to the top of it. Stand up. Start bouncing out. Let's go. Let's go.
I also want to give a nice little acknowledgement to the crowd here, because they've had to wait and be very patient for the past hour or so, and yet it hasn't diminished them. They're still here in pretty good droves, I must say. So credit to them, all the good people here at Commerce Casino who came out to watch and support their local fighters, just like you are in watching this fight right now.
Absolutely. Here we go. Third and final round. Can Ken solve the puzzle, or is Adam going to continue to find his mark?
Well, here's what's nice. You're already seeing a much more active Ken right up top. I think he wants to make sure he's not letting Adam's erratic movement kind of throw him off.
Yeah, not sure exactly what the corner said to Ken in between rounds, but it was something that lit a fire under him, and that's exactly what he needs.
And it could very well be like, hey, man, this is a very confusing scorecard right now.
I don't know who's ahead in this one, honestly. If I had to guess, I would say it was Adam.
Ooh,
good
nice.
uppercut, that lunging in uppercut. But you just never know. So got to have urgency when you're just not sure of the result.
Yeah, I wondered if we were going to see another takedown, but after 2 connections there, I think Ken wants to wrap this up a little bit faster in terms of getting to where he'd like to be.
Yeah, Adam with this 100% here. He's got that far side underhook. Might try to drag Ken over.
Now,
would look for a guillotine right from here, but I'm not sure what he's going for exactly. Switches it off into a much more unorthodox position, kind of gives his back.
That's the unfortunate part. It does look like he's starting to grip that hand once again to kind of keep it out of the equation. Look at the handcuffs there.
He has the neck standing handcuffs. This is really good for Ken. I wish we would have seen some of this earlier because he's doing fantastic on these grappling exchanges.
Ken,
Here
pull him
on
out from
this-
the cage now.
try to suck
Get
in
your
hips.
heels on the mat.
He has a body lock.
Get your arm around his body now. Trap the leg.
Trying to hold
pull.
on to that Dagestani handcuff.
What are you doing? He's tired.
Threatening that or going
I
back to
got
the
a
body
punch.
lock.
Now punch.
He can hold that bottom arm of
Punches, he's
Adams.
tired.
and
Let's
he can
go.
Go to town with
He's
the
going,
right arm.
Ken. Let's go. Punch.
Throwing punches right at the face.
I'm pretty sure we found what his jam is. I think he likes getting this, and I think it's something that he's signposted that he's very well and has done good work with. Now, as he looks to drag him back down, there's going to be a little bit of energy, but a good mat return here, which is going to keep him on top, which honestly, if you're trying to win this fight, this is where you need to be. There is a potential to get this head and arm here, but instead I think he's going to settle right back on over to side control and start working a little bit from, well, no, just kidding. It keeps peeking in here and there.
Yeah, Adams really quick, so even when his arm gets out of position for a split second, he's been doing a good job of keeping it back in, but there's some weird scrambly exchanges going on here that you can see Ken's having a hard time holding on to him and keep him in the places that he wants to. But so far, this is the most dominant position that he's held. They're hooking that leg again. I'd love to see Ken just do a little hip switch.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the end of this one and the end of the fight.
Do you get the sense that sometimes you keep your leg there almost by instinct? Like you keep it because you're trying to just keep your pressure, your balance where it is, where in actuality you do that hip switch, you get it back on over, you're in a much more clear side control in that position.
Yeah, from the top person's perspective, and here we get a replay of the action that happened in that fight. There's that lunging right hook to the left hand from Adam. There it is again. And then the right to the body. A lot of his shots were, as you said, lunging in, and they were loopy. Even if they're kind of straight, there was this kind of unusual uppercut lunging in, but it connected.
I mean, it definitely has some power to it. It's just normally you're getting your power from your hips, and it feels like sometimes when you can't plan a certain way, you won't have as much oomph, but it did look like he was able to put some oomph on that and then some, John.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird style to fight against, somebody that's just constantly lunging in, and if they're quick like Adam is, it can really catch you off guard. Sometimes you can run the risk of being timed, though, once they start to figure out what's going on.
And credit to Adam, because even when he was in a bad spot, never stopped moving.
We have a split decision. Judge at cage side. Michael Bell scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Fajardo. Don Howard scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Haltom, and Jackie Denkin scores the bout 30-27 in favor of our winner by split decision, Ken John Fajardo.